The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening. It's Counterflow time once again, and the good news is that we are live, thank God, because James is here. Usually James is out of the country doing something for a car manufacturer.
Exactly.
Am I right?
Last show when he was here, he was in Brazil.
In Brazil. And then
something like that.
In Paris. This guy has been all over the place. It's just insane.
What's even better news is we have elbow room this time.
Yeah. Great job by NFF.
This is Counterflow business class. See?
Yeah.
We got space now this one because we're broadcasting live here from Beyond the Box in #1 Rockwell, and it's live over nmfnetwork.tv. And as you can see, we're broadcasting sort of live from there and from the GM factory in Brazil. You see behind us there?
Yes.
That is the actual factory of GM Brazil. So that's pretty cool, huh?
Wow.
And let's not forget, of course, the studio, New Media Factory.
Absolutely.
You're
So
such a great host.
We can be coordinating or talking to you live over the internet. If you guys have any questions, you want to interact with us, it's very simple. Just go onto our Counterflow page on Facebook, and we'll entertain all your questions. And anything you want to say to us, well, we'll try our best to answer it here.
Yep.
Right behind me, like I said, I pointed out, isn't that cool? Isn't that a great background?
Yeah.
That is the official plant of GM in Brazil. This plant here is 82 years old. It's like one of the oldest plants
but it doesn't look like 82.
What is that? What is this red thing?
Oh, which one? That's what the stamping. That's how they make the shape of the hood or the panels. You know, so it's pretty. They have a lot of these things here, and they just do nothing but that. But you know what? It's pretty cool actually. I was going to talk about it later, but now that we're talking about it now, it's one of these. It's one of these plants that's you know, I've seen plants from all over the world, from Germany, Japan, all these great, fantastic plants. And, you know, while as impressive as they are, meaning sophistication, technology, advanced, it's just really insane. Somehow, you know what, that's not what you imagined it as a kid. When you're a kid, this is what you imagine, these big kabang, the noise, the people, the robots that are actually doing all this stuff. And we'll get into that in a little bit of time, but I've got a little bit of a tour that I can show you on video. That shows you exactly how they used to do it in the old school way, but they brought in new technology and stuff. Anyway,
all right, so
what's news?
That's in Brazil.
That's in Brazil, yeah.
Okay, Brazil is just right beside Colombia. How was your trip to there?
Long.
Right?
Very long.
Okay, now can you imagine last time I went there with a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old?
Yeah, when they got there, they were probably a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. It's long, man.
I know.
What do you mean long? What is it?
It's far, you know.
It's just far. I mean, you can, from here to Brazil or to Colombia, anything farther is already shorter if you go to the other way.
Yes. You're almost exactly
at the opposite side of the globe.
So how long was the trip, James?
Well, flying time is the minimum flying time, just in the air, is 24 hours. So then you have to stop in. Well, there's a couple of stopovers. One of them is, you know where that guy jumped off, Baumgartner, the Red Bulls jumped from space. You stop there. that's a point, and it's just really far. And then the Middle East, and then eventually Brazil. But you know what? It's a very interesting place for automotive industry. We can learn a lot from these guys as far as an industry is concerned, because these guys are what's the population of Brazil now? It's
I have no idea.
It's about I think it's under 200 million, and they're doing 3.2 million cars a year. We're about 100 million, and we're doing 170 something thousand a year. So you know, there's a lot we can learn from these guys, and I picked up a lot of stuff there, which we can talk about in a little second. Also, I went and tried out the new Carrera 4S and the Carrera 4 in Austria, and also a really exciting car is the Cayenne diesel V8. 850 Newton meters of torque.
Okay,
that's enough for you?
That
Are you okay now?
Yeah, I like that. I like to hear that.
Is this guy really? 850. If that doesn't turn you on, I don't
That
know
guy
what
is used to man, I'm talking about over 1,000 horsepower. So
Absolutely.
it takes a lot to impress that guy.
anything under 1,000 is amateur hour. You know.
Yeah. You're right.
Anyway, the Cayenne. Well, once again, I don't want to jump into it just yet, but the Cayenne is a fantastic new launch, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But what about you guys? You said you had a full day at.
Yes, actually, today I hung out at Autoplus, and it's always fun hanging out at Autoplus. And in fact, Gono took us out to lunch. It was just great. I was with, of course, Pacho, with the father and son tandem, Joey and Paolo Mantolino. Jody Costeng dropped by. And when these car nuts are in one place, what do they talk about? It's insane. We still talk about cars.
we had actually a 2.5-hour lunch.
Yeah, it took us so long because
But it was
we had
also,
so many.
also was a buffet, you know. So
Yeah, it was a buffet, and
you know, eat all you can. So whatever you do your best.
yeah, we talked about so many things in the past, like James joining the Auto Plus Fun Run, bringing the M5 and saying, "I'm bringing the M5." And James was there really early because the guy said, "We're gonna meet up 5:30." James was so excited; he was there 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. No, M5. I hope you guys can catch up with me. I'm gonna explore this car. And then,
507 horsepower at the time. That was huge. V10, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
I felt like the safety car.
But you know what? We talked about so many interesting topics. Like Judy was talking about the GT races just happened, right? And we all know who won. And then he was
No, we
saying,
don't. I don't. You have to share.
The one who won is Entec Florendo.
Florendo.
Okay.
Florendo. And did he come second?
yeah.
Second, all right. And he was saying that he won't last here for 2 or 3 more years, probably. And he was urging Paolo Mantolino to step up and
Yeah,
join.
we really need a new blood on the on the racing.
But the thing is,
here.
Pacho, the question is, Paolo is he has brakes experience, but the thing is, he joined the entire season of Circuit Showdown, but it isn't sanctioned by the committee of the GT race, so he's not eligible. He can't join the GT race.
That's something that I really don't know. Well, I cannot answer for them. I really don't know what is happening with sometimes they say they sanction, there's sanction. Definitely they have to look at the driver, and then they have to say, okay, this driver can definitely go and drive the GT races, or this driver cannot join the GT races, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it has to be more like, okay, we need more help in the racing industry.
Yeah, you're right.
Here, especially because, okay, most of the Filipinos love cars.
Yeah.
They're car crazy, and then I believe, if there is enough support, there can easily be an F1 driver from the Philippines.
Mm.
We're almost there. We're really close with. We
Yeah.
have a couple of potentials there. Marlon Stockinger's one.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of GT races, have you heard this rumor about? Not rumor. It's actually confirmed. International global GT races coming here
Happening in the Fort.
in the Fort. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I heard about
Okay,
this.
well, I got to talk to the guys about it because I didn't believe it myself. I thought this sounds a little far fetched. We're talking about putting up a street race by March of next year, around March 10, and the grid's something like 30 or 40 cars. With Aston Martins, Lamborghinis, 458s. These are all really, really top cars. And
GT cars.
GT cars, all GT cars.
Yeah.
And so I asked them about it, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen no matter what. They've got the approval of Taguig. They've got the approval of the Department of Tourism. What they don't really have right now is the FIA.
Local government. No,
The local government said.
Okay,
Which
good.
means, yeah.
I mean, that's
They're
what
the
they
boss.
need.
They're the boss, right?
That's all they need, man.
They're the
And they're
boss.
If nobody gives any permit,
Exactly, and the leader's gonna have the guys with the wang-wangs behind him, so nobody can overtake. No, I'm just kidding.
So it really is true.
It's true. It's happening. You know what? No matter what, it's gonna happen, and that's what they said. This is a commitment that they've made. The group. It's headed up. Well, the spokesperson that I was speaking to is Albert Martinez, the actor, and he's got an events company that's putting this together. He is like, this is going to happen no matter what. It's a long-term plan. We'll get these guys on the show next week.
Is this going to be part of a series or
Yes,
just a
it's part of
one-off
a series.
event?
No,
Okay.
it's part of a. They have, I think, 6 countries at the moment. I know they have Japan, they have Malaysia, they have several other Asian countries, and it's growing. It's a new, fairly new series from what I understand. It's growing, and they want to get new races. And this new one with Taguig, they fell in love with the place. They came here, they drove around, and they said this is beautiful. And so now it comes down to putting the Armco barriers around. The track looks like it's 4.6 kilometers. That's the initial track. Now I'm sure they're going to have to make changes there, because I understand that the hospital is going to be a problem.
And the layout of the track I saw is just a rectangular.
They've changed that. They've changed it. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, the first layout that I saw was a bit.
Yeah, it's
so
like
NASCAR
what is this?
yeah, it's NASCAR, but it's not. It's right angles.
Yeah, right angle. There's cornering, Pacho.
Got a
There's
loop.
cornering, yeah.
This is right angles, elbow turns. You know. So it's pretty. It's really wild. But anyway, so they're going to change the whole setup a little bit, and then I saw the secondary track. And the secondary track is actually, well, it's really better, except it crosses through the hospital.
Oh,
And the hospital,
okay.
of course, you know, for good reason, said no.
Okay.
But when we get them on the show, we'll be able to get the one who won Sepang in his Lamborghini. He's should be arriving next week. So by next Wednesday, we'll be talking to one of the drivers and one of the organizers of the event.
Are you going to be here?
I'll be here.
All
I'll be
right.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm glad I have a whole departure order by the wife.
you
She
can't
hid my
travel.
passport. That's it.
Oh, okay, it's confiscated. No,
Yeah.
James, you can't travel any longer. You've been out for the longest time.
These GT cars, you know, for the people who are watching us right now, those are supercars like James was mentioning, you know, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Aston Martin, but they are not the regular normal cars that you see in TV or in a car show or in a showroom. These are fully modified vehicles. Yeah, so
there are no
it's
seats
even-
there. It's just
even
difficult.
higher than that, you know.
And even the
Actually, you know, even the amount of technology that they put on those cars is really amazing, especially in the transmission.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you wanna walk us through that because I don't know how to explain to people when they say, well, what exactly is a GT car?
All right, the GT.
What's the classification? What do they change?
All right, basically on a GT car, what they do is they get a basic car, but use only the chassis.
yeah.
Okay.
And then based on the rules, they're just gonna check it out how many modifications they can do to the mounting points, to the things that they wanna put on the suspension, and on the engine. On the engine has to be something they was able to get a close information regarding was one of the 4 GT40s that was in the race in Sepang. All right, they're using the original engine of Ford, the multi-valve engine of Ford, and then they're producing around 550 horsepower NA. They don't have a supercharger.
Okay.
But the interesting part is the transmission. The transmission is a sequential gearbox with a paddle shift. The cost of the transmission is 120,000 pounds.
Wow.
Wow.
Just the transmission alone.
Why is that? Is it hard to build? Just
Exactly. All the technology, everything to be able to upshift, downshift. You know, every time that they allow something new, you know, everybody has to go for it. Otherwise, they will not be competitive.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
But
That's
that's
insane.
That should explain. That's crazy. 120,000. That's more than the.
The price of the car.
Almost,
already.
yeah. If it's let's say a 458, it's almost the price.
But
of the
you'd
car,
be impressed with the cars here in the Philippines as well. One of
Yes,
the
yes.
interesting topics that we talked about at lunch today was everybody's doing high-speed runs, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of events, like we have the Auto Industria Speed Fest, and there's another event coming up this Saturday called S-Mile with Ken Uy. It's a host of different car
Euro Car
clubs.
Club? Is this,
Yeah, Eurocar
in
Club.
the,
Yeah, it's happening at the
airport.
Subic International Airport.
Yes.
And I gotta hand it because you know, I've been to Auto Plus and I've seen cars there that were dynoed with over 1,000 horsepower, and most of them are the R35, the GTRs.
That's the most popular
And
one.
what's crazy is that when we were talking about high-speed runs of Gono's Ford GT40, it doesn't have that horsepower, that high horsepower of 1,000 horsepower, but he is the fastest. He's got the top speed to brag about because it really boils down to not only horsepower, but the design of the GT40,
Yeah.
the aerodynamics, plus of course the build of the engine. And I gotta hand it to Pacho. I heard a lot of the modifications that I don't know if they're gonna share it.
And
if
of
Pacho's
course
gonna
the
share
oil.
it. And the oil,
And
of course,
the oil,
Motul.
of course.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy,
This portion
James?
is brought to you by
You know what's crazy, James, is usually when you have a car that's got huge power, you just use it a couple of times, right? But with the bonus,
no. He's probably how many kilometers has he got on the car?
He got around 2,800 miles.
That's it.
Yeah, but all of them are.
All of
yeah.
those miles.
What I'm trying to say, James, is that
35
during
miles.
that day during the mile, I think he ran the car at
made-
top speed,
he made
360, like 15 to 18 times. He took out his wife, he took out his kids, his friends.
Okay,
Just a testament
doesn't sound
to.
well. When I say he went 316. He took out his wife. He took out his kids. That's wrong. it's the wrong word.
I know,
You
I
gotta
know.
change.
I know.
He brought his wife.
Brought his wife, yeah, with him to the track in a safe
He took
environment.
out a tree. He took out,
I know you're right.
no. Choice of words. Choice of
I
words.
know. Yeah.
I'm an editor, so I
Yeah.
didn't pick up these things.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. Is that true? Remind me, because I keep telling some people, especially overseas, when we travel and they ask what the car scene is like in Manila. I always say, no, we have this wild scene, etc. And I explain about, well, like recently the Foila car fun run, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys were there?
Resorts World, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That
Yeah.
was confirmed were 69 exotics and 85 plus supercars.
Tell them about your experience.
Okay.
there.
It was like the M5 Part 2. I brought the Mustang,
Yeah.
the 5-liter GT.
Yeah.
I thought, here we go again. It was held in Resorts World, right?
Okay.
Okay. They said we are going to now park in order of horsepower. They made me park in the airport. Naiya 1. By horsepower, because it was like it went from 1,000 plus, and I was only 420. So, but I had a lot of fun with that. But anyway, going back to the thing, if I remember correctly, that GT40 was clocked on YouTube one time doing 364 kilometers an hour,
Yeah,
sustained for
Yeah.
35 seconds.
yeah, for 37 seconds.
37 seconds. How do they get that link? Because that I remember watching it and I was just watching it and I gripped onto my desk. I crushed my mouse. I was so because you get
Yeah.
freaked out,
Yeah.
and you're
That's-
just looking
that's
at the speed. That's all. It's freaky.
But I was asking him. He said that he doesn't feel anything when you're
And he
at
doesn't-
high speed.
Actually, when he
Doesn't wear a
drove,
seatbelt, right?
Yeah, he did.
He says, if I'm gonna go, let it be clean. I don't want to go like,
Yeah, the funny thing is one of his friends was saying like, why you're not wearing seatbelt? And he said, if something goes wrong with or without seatbelt, I will not be here anymore. I mean, it's gonna be over. And the guy said, yeah, but if you have the seatbelt, at least we can look for you inside the car.
It's true.
For
That's
somewhere
true.
you're still in one
Somewhere.
piece.
That's true. Or, anyway.
Yeah, no, but he was able to do 365 kilometers per hour.
Was that the max already, or?
Yeah, I didn't want to. I mean, he stayed on the gas and the car did not climb anymore. But that was before when the car was doing 650 horsepower. Right
Okay.
now we have 900 horsepower.
So you haven't tested it yet.
we haven't tested it
But
yet.
okay, you got 900 horsepower, but you need tires for that, right? I mean, do you have what are the tires capable
It's
of?
so expensive too. I'm pretty sure.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Well, there are different ratings, no? Just for the speed, like if you get every time you buy a tire, it
Yeah.
comes with the specs and
The
then
highest
a
is what?
letter.
HV
Uh,
or
Yeah, for high speed runs like
No,
powerful
if
cars.
it's like a W, you cannot use it though.
of course.
There is another one with I don't remember which one is the one for the highest speed though, but we can get that information out of the next show. But yeah, you have to use a proper tires.
And how long do you use the tires? For example, like for going to GT40, ran 15, 18 times at maximum speed. Will he still use it in the next, for example, there's going to be another mile event? Or he has to change tires already?
Yeah, well, you don't really have to, but it's better to.
Yeah.
So
it's always-
the last thing you want to do is
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
always a
those
new
tires,
set. I can just imagine how much he spent there, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Everything
insane.
costs, and he probably changes his oil after every run, or no?
No.
How often does
He uses the best oil. the
Yeah,
go-to oil,
he
so.
definitely uses you know, like, it's funny because the mechanics in Aeroplus, every time he's gonna change oil, you know, all of them has motorcycles, right?
Yeah, they put it there.
They want that oil, you know, because that oil
there's always a
was brand
hand-down
new.
system. Always
Yeah,
hand-
it's so expensive too.
You know,
that
and then they
oil.
put them on, okay, what oil do you put in it? This is a 300 kilometers per hour and up oil.
And they want to put in their underbone, the security guard. Yeah. All right. You know what? Let's take a break. We can talk about this again, but I just wanted to briefly cap off on the Brazil trip and then bring in our guests shortly because we've invited here. So I did say that I was going to talk a little bit about this. It's 2 or 3 minutes, don't worry. I actually took a few videos of it just to give people an idea of what happened in the trip there. So this is with...
Can you delete that video already?
No, I can't.
He's gonna
sorry.
play it again since you reminded him.
All right. Well, I lost the video, so you're right. It's gone. So I don't know. I think Pacho's done something to my iPad.
No.
Ever since I played that Gangnam Style, that's it.
Because you played it thrice, that's why.
Ay, nako.
Do you see all the comments in Facebook, man?
Yes, I did. I did. It got,
Everybody got hit, even Dominic got
It
hit.
got pretty ugly. Yeah, there was collateral damage in that one. All right.
There's a lot of damage you have done there.
Tell you what we'll do is we'll talk quickly about the Porsche, and then I can work out how to get this Brazil video up in just a little while. So I tried out the new Carrera 4 and the 4S and the new Cayenne, and fascinating cars. So what we'll do is we'll just grab up a few. As you know, Porsche were one of the pioneers. If not, no, they were the pioneer of four-wheel drive. Did you know that? I guess you did. Of course,
No.
everyone knew that, no? Yeah, they did. Back in 1900, they had the first all-wheel drive. They developed it, and they also, well, from 1947, they had the car. So they basically, running on this heritage, they decided to bring in their cars, and they had everything from the 964, the 959. They had a Grand Prix car, the first Grand Prix car that was all-wheel drive.
959.
So this is what celebrated the basically the heritage of. Here we go. I think I can finally get it up now. So all the various cars that they developed.
Yeah, we
This is from
wanna see that.
1947. This is of course the Jadwagon, and then all the rally
There you
cars,
go.
etc. So this is where the history of the four-wheel drive or the Carrera 4 comes from. So then you've got the 959, iconic car like that. Then the 964, and then now comes the new 911 Carrera 4 and 4S. They introduced the convertible, of course, and the hardtop as well.
It's got the award-winning interior. That's what I heard from Carl.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
You know,
beautiful.
it really is, because that was usually what everyone complained about a Porsche before. It was that
Yeah,
they
you're
drove
right.
so well, but they were off center, and
Yeah.
they had a Volkswagen interior, and it really was. It was really awful.
It's
really,
not as luxurious
absolutely
at the
not.
price range that you're paying.
No,
right?
and up until I
Yeah.
think I would even say the 993 already
Yeah.
still had an interior like that. The 996 started to get quite a lot better, but by the 997 we're talking, wow, this interior is at home in a luxury car.
But what about exterior, James? I've asked that question to my friends,
Well,
and they still like the old 911.
I do too.
Yeah.
But it has to come into the new time.
Yeah, you're right.
And one thing is they're faithful to the original design.
Mm,
So if you look at the rear of the car, it's it's got the new LED lights, but they connect it now with this that LED light over the back Porsche sign goes. It's connected. They're bringing it in. This is even a better
it's lovely.
design, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like an Aston Martin.
Yes, but
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
still faithful. It hasn't lost its heritage, etc. So the side profile,
In the side, it really looks nice.
Yeah.
yes. But if you look at for me, it's still I love the 964
Yeah.
turbo. Those are the ones you used to have on your posters as a
Yeah,
kid
you're right.
on your wall. Okay, and now the Cayenne.
But how's the drive?
Oh my gosh, the Cayenne.
You didn't tell us about the driving.
I'll
the
tell you.
Carrera. Okay.
Well, first I gotta show you that, so you don't believe that I drove it because I'm there. Here, I got a picture. Huh? Yeah, just in case you don't believe me. Okay, so there's all the technology.
So it's stronger than your pickup.
It's not quite because I have a chip.
Hey, you know what Pacho said?
So that you will
That,
never say that.
have you seen?
This is what I woke up to in the morning. You wake up in the morning and this is like it's your lunch buffet or your breakfast buffet. Pick that. Take your pick. And so first day I took the 911, and then the next day, this is where we're driving through, by the way, through Austria, and there you go. See, that's me.
Wow, who took that shot?
I did. That's talented. No, of course. There was a photographer who took that for me. These are the roads that we're driving through.
Wow, that is
You
beautiful.
need four-wheel drive for
Oh
that.
my gosh.
There's
Were you
black
driving?
ice.
Were you
Yes.
driving the Porsche really hard?
Hard,
James?
but not on these. Once we got up to this altitude, you had to back off a bit because you could have six-wheel drive. It won't matter. Black ice is black ice.
But were you alone, or was there?
I had
someone?
one guy from Singapore with me.
Okay.
And
Oh, they're just two. Yeah. No
Ju-
need for an
yeah,
instructor.
obviously nobody in the back seats, right? But yeah, so okay, the drive, 850 Newton meters of torque. That's delicious.
Wow.
It's really really nice, and that's what they've got right now in the Cayenne. The Cayenne is.
And I'm pretty sure the fuel consumption is not that bad, right?
It's not bad at all. It's really not the way we were driving them, but yeah, it's pretty. It's really really good now. It's around the tens that you can get easily, very easily.
850 Newton meters. of
No,
torque.
because it's a diesel.
Yeah, I
Actually,
know.
no, I'm talking
but
about the
thing is,
911.
just
Ah, okay.
okay, all that.
The 911, 10 kilometers.
Oh yeah, easily.
Oh my gosh.
Easily. It's so efficient now.
But
with the
depends how you
direct
drive it.
injection.
Yeah.
Everything depends how you drive it.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, the Cayennes, they've sold 400,000. Can you imagine 400,000?
So that's their
Cayennes?
best-selling.
Absolutely, and it's what's supporting the 911 line, etc.
How about the Cayman? Cayman and
No,
the
these-
Panamera, is it?
The Panamera is high, yeah. It's a
Really?
volume seller as well.
Really?
Yeah, it's the cars that we don't really covet and like are the ones that are paying the bills to build the cars that we like.
Okay.
One thing before we bring our guests and play a video is what was particularly impressive is the new all-wheel drive system is so fluid right now. All all-wheel drive systems have the same capability of transferring torque, right? That's just the way they operate now. But the way that the Porsche does it right now, the transfer from the rear to the front, it can go up to 100%. So it's very rare that you'll ever go 100%, let's say front wheel drive. But
Yeah.
it can happen if
Yeah.
you're in black ice on the back.
That's
It'll
balance.
throw
Good
it
balance.
100% within 100 milliseconds. So
Wow.
the actual transfer rate of the torque is so fast, it's imperceptible to the driver. And it just makes the driving experience so much more fluid. Now, the only thing is, you asked me off the air, is do I prefer the four to the
Yeah.
rear-wheel drive? But I still have a bias for the rear-wheel drive, only because I don't know if you feel the same way, Pacho, but I love the grip of a four-wheel drive. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But you tend to rob a little, it tends to corrupt the steering a little bit.
It does.
When you're driving,
It does.
we're putting drive
Yeah.
to the front wheels. You can never get that crispness that you get, and Porsche is particularly known for the steering.
Yeah, the
as
sharpness
well.
of the steering.
The sharpness. So we'll end that right now with a quick video from that event as well, just to show you what we sort of got up to, and then we will come back with our guests from DryTech and show you how to wash your cars without water. So it's part of saving the earth. So we'll just play this video, and when we're back, it will magically appear here on the air. So let's try it now. Niente and Daniel Roa from DryTech, and these are our guests who we promised we are going to talk to about how to wash your car without water. How's that even possible?
Well, basically, this is a spray-on wipe-off solution. The chemical itself is environmentally friendly and made from natural products. But more or less, how it works is once you spray this onto your car, it encapsulates the dirt particles, all the dirt particles. Because, even if you wash your car with water, but you're not wiping it properly, it actually tends to scratch the car.
Absolutely,
that's what you call toweling. But with this product, it actually encapsulates the dirt particles and lubricates them. Then we use a microfiber towel to wipe it off. And this one, the product itself prevents it from scratching, and the microfiber towel is like a double measure to prevent it from scratching. And then you use another towel to buff off the excess solution. And this actually looks like a wash and a wax once you're done with it.
Wow,
Yeah.
because I saw the video. I tried downloading it. Unfortunately, for some reason, I couldn't. I'd love to show people what the video looks like, but you can imagine it's as simple as spraying the product on.
Yeah.
So they just basically grab this cloth, they spray it on, and then just wipe it. It's as simple as that, right?
Well, they spray this product onto the car.
Okay.
And then they use one towel to wipe off the dirt and the other one to buff it off.
And how dirty are we talking about? I mean, some cars are just dust and
Yeah,
everything.
you should see the cut of James.
Okay.
That's what he's asking. He wants to know.
Basically, he's saying you can plant kamote.
This is a true car wash. We have other products in the market now, which is like what they call quick detailers. Those ones are products which you normally use. Let's say your car was parked in the garage for like 5-6 days and then got a little bit dusty, you wipe off the dust. Those are what quick detailers do. These are actual car wash. So let's say you didn't wash your car for 1 month, city driving. Ondoy, no problem.
Wow.
The problem comes out is when, let's say, it's sand on your car. You really have to hose that down first before you apply this product. Or let's say it's thick mud, like you went rally driving or something like that. Then you'd really have to hose down the thick mud before you use this product. But let's say it's just like normal rain, sunshine, city driving. That one's not a problem.
Cool. So now, from what I understand about your system, well, you're promoting the environment, right? So this
Yes.
is your number one concern is to
Yes.
save water. So it takes something like 80 liters.
80 liters per car wash on average. That's based on the International Car Wash Association, the study of the International Car Wash Association. All this information is also available from the EcoTouch website. We actually use products from EcoTouch, and we're the licensed one to sell and import these products here to the Philippines. EcoTouch, the product itself, this brand in particular, won best product in, I don't know if you know that car magazine in the UK, the #1 car magazine.
C?
No, CUK. It's like auto performance or something like that. Yeah. Actually, if you check out our website, it's there. This one won best product, beating out even Maguire's and the poor boys and things like that.
Okay.
Their product.
So so your selling point is the environment. Are you selling it direct to the customers? This is a B2C thing? You're selling to consumers, or are you selling as a service, people coming to your home and cleaning, or?
Well, the idea is to eventually start selling it to end users, which is, let's say, buy it from, let's say, a place like True Value or something. You can buy it there. And then also supplying other people who want the car wash service. But when we were starting up the company and meeting about it, we decided we should actually focus on the service first. Because if I place this product on the shelves of True Value, nobody would know how to use it. And they also would not believe in the product. So we decided to educate the people by showing the product through our service. So right now we have 4 branches. 1 branch is inside the Asian Development Bank, but you can't go there unless you work in ADB. And then the other one is in Mega Mall. Parking Building C. We have the Parking Building D of Mega Mall is opening this week, and we'll start operations there also. And then we have one Parkade in Bonifacio High Street, and then we also have Alpha Land.
Okay, so if you're now offering it in the public car parks as well, what's the do you pay a premium for this?
Well, the premium is not because of the product or because of the the type of car wash it is. It's more because of we have to pay rent, and the rent expense is pretty high.
So
for
versus
this,
what did the old guy, the other? I mean, I've never had my car washed in a mall before, but I see these guys there. Are they always been you guys or no?
No. I think you're referring to the other guys, the guys in blue.
Yes. Do they use water?
They use water.
They use water.
Okay.
Actually, well,
Would you pay the same price as them or?
we purposely made it a little bit cheaper than them. Yeah, but they use water, and then so that's why actually let's say big companies like SM and Ayala are open to us now. Is because of the fact that we don't pollute the floor, and then they have been having a lot of complaints about the people sleeping on the wet floor.
Absolutely.
So actually that's why within from no location at all, we had so many locations within a few months' time because they're open to us to try us out. And then lately they've been happy. For example, one Parkade is actually a steel parking area, so it's holes on the floor.
That's annoying.
Yeah, so if you had a conventional car wash there, the car below would be
dirty after.
Dirty after. So
really upset.
He would need a car wash after.
Especially if he's getting into his car.
Yeah.
While it's
Exactly. I have a question though. Okay, most of the big concern from people when they wanna have the car clean, and then this is a wrong practice they've seen sometimes. They ask the driver just to wipe out the dirt or whatever, and then they're gonna generate a lot of swirl marks.
Yes.
That's what you call see it and everything.
That's what you call toweling. That's what you call toweling, no? So even if you were to wash your car with water or with this or with any other, let's say the car washes in the 80 or 100 peso ones with the foam, if let's say you see them using chamois to soap the car, for sure you're already getting swirl marks there. Mm-hmm. You have to use wash mitts, which is made out of microfiber or wool or similar type of material. But
fabric.
Fabric. If you use, let's say, the franela or the chamois and similar that kind, for sure they're scratching your car. For sure that's causing already the swirl marks in the paint of your car. And the only way to remove that is through buffing. Yeah. And then also that's another misconception of people who, let's say, go to the car wash and then they say, okay, wax my car and then use the buffer. That actually does nothing. To be able to remove swirl marks, you have to actually polish the car first. And then you wax it after.
You
the
have
wax
to use it's called a rubbing compound. The only problem with that one is, to remove in the paint, if you have a line or you have a mark.
Yeah.
So the only way to remove that mark is you have to remove paint to the point that mark is just
level.
Disappear or level.
Yeah.
Right? The more often you do that one, the less paint you're gonna have.
Actually,
less clear coat you're gonna have.
And you're gonna finish with a clear coat.
That's true. But most detailers in the Philippines now, they use what you call a direct drive machine. But now in the States, they're already moving away from direct drive machines. They're already using what you call orbital machines. So orbital machines are actually better for that kind of purpose. It removes paint, but by only the microns thick. So you'll actually see a big difference, but not the clear coat of your car won't actually go away. And the nice thing about orbital machines, you can put put it on full speed and put 100% pressure on it, and your paint won't get damaged. It polishes the car, and then it's still cold, so it doesn't take out the paint of the car.
Or burn the paint.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. So for the people to use your product right now, they have to go to these particular branches. There's no call-out service or anything like that.
Actually, we do have home service, but just around our locations,
which is
like around Micah Mall and around
the fort.
The fort.
All
yes, right. And then yeah, and then you set us you call us for an appointment, or you can email us or on our Facebook. You can also always message us there, and then we'll go there. Sometimes the problem is, let's say for condominiums, sometimes they don't let us in downstairs, but yeah, that's the only thing that they have to fix. But other than that, yeah, we've been doing a lot of home service lately.
Well, I mean, if they don't let you in downstairs, more so the people who use the water and the
actually,
buckets and soaps and stuff.
Yeah,
like
all
that.
condominiums now, you're not allowed to wash.
Yes,
No,
I mean,
it's more the security issue.
Okay, because I mean, in Australia, as far back as 10, 15 years ago, they were already banning the washing your cars with your garden hose,
Yes.
etc. So I mean, it's great technology. I've not yet to try it, but it sounds like fantastic.
Yeah.
The way it works to remove. My only concern was that about the toweling that you mentioned. The
Actually,
scraping.
yeah.
But I think you
What's it
cleared
called?
that up.
We also could do engine washes right then and there.
Yeah,
With this, the same.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
same
because
spray?
because that's the problem with most people, like let's say most car washes, the engine washes, they think like in the
High
past you
pressure,
can
yeah.
hose it down, but nowadays with all the technology in the engines, it's bad to do that, right? So this product, we spray it on the car, on the engine, and then we wipe down the engine, and little by little we get it cleaned. And then this all-purpose cleaner, that one removes the degrease, the grease from the engine, if it like old engines and things like
Wow.
that. But of course, you just wipe everything down. Don't pull anything out if you're not sure how to put it back or anything like that.
What's this? ECU. How much does it cost for a small car, medium, pickup SUV?
The basic car wash, it starts at 150 for the small car,
Mhm.
and then the 150, and then it goes to 180, 210, and then I think the biggest is about 240.
240.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
the basic
just
car wash.
outside or inside as well?
That's just well, because in the mall, it's hard. Like we
No.
can,
Yeah,
we can
nobody will
actually
leave the key of the car. You know?
yeah, we can actually do the inside, but the thing is, you have to trust
Yeah,
our people,
well, that's
our
true.
staff.
Here is the key and the ticket and the 45 pesos just in case you need to go out.
So then,
Pick me up at the front in 30 minutes.
so then the vacuum is free, but it depends on the customer if they really want to leave their key or not.
Okay, fair enough. And do you ever plan to open up a permanent structure, let's say somewhere?
Actually, that's the next thing we want to do because in the mall location, yeah, you're high visibility, lots of customers, but we can't really get down and start detailing the cars because you need like outlets there, you need the proper space and things like that. We actually have the equipment for it already. It's just that we need the space to
Interesting.
yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Now I'm getting
Yeah.
this, and this is either needs
Yeah.
one of two things: my car is running, or we're running out of time.
So fast.
Yeah, time
Yeah,
goes so
man.
fast, guys. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us on the show,
Thank you.
and I hope
Thanks a lot.
it's a good thing that,
Thank you.
I think for the environment. For us, we've ran out of time. Alan, you want to say goodbye, or you?
it's okay.
You don't
Say goodbye
fit.
with that.
Because we've got bigger set, but then we ran out of chairs. But yeah, it's been a great show. You know what? We didn't even get to talk about Formula One, which I feel really bad about because this was, I think, the best race that we had this season was in Abu Dhabi. Kimi Raikkonen won, so that's the 8th winner in the season, and there's still 2 more races to go. It's down to 10 points between Alonso and Vettel. The momentum is on Vettel's side, but Alonso's got the fresher engines. He's got less engines used this season than Vettel, so he can run and change his engine for the next 2 races, and Vettel's got to run on an old engine. So this will probably...
Who's third?
Who's third? Kimi. And
How
Kimi's a
far?
very safe third. No, he's out. He's
Oh,
out.
yeah.
He's out of the running this time. But you know what? It's still.
But what a comeback, huh?
What a comeback! And Pachi, you would love this. You would love this. I mean, I even had to write an article about it. The guy says on the radio, right? He's leading the race, and the engineers come as they do, people like you on the radio, and said, "Okay, Kimi, we need to work all 4 tires." I know already. Stop reminding me. I'm doing that. And then they said, "Okay, Alonso is behind, 5 seconds behind. I know what I'm doing. Leave me alone." He has these classic one-liners. Yeah, he's there's no, just the way he talks to his engineers, it's pretty rough. Yeah, I know. You see, Patch is upset. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I actually think it's too much. A lot of people are giving him a lot of he loves saying, "Oh, that's so Kimi, that's so Kimi." I think yes, you know what? It makes for good copy and good reading and stuff. He becomes some kind of a rebel without a cause. But I think the guy it could have cost him a championship or two. Do you guys follow Formula One?
Every now
Not
and
really,
then.
but it's. I think these small things might have cost him a championship because he doesn't work outside of the car.
How did stuff like this come out? Because I'm sure it's just in between their team, but how come how come it comes
They
out?
broadcast that's been around I think for about 3 years where it's mandatory they have to broadcast their pit channel radios so we can hear what's going on, and you get some classic stuff coming out of there because it's an open broadcast now. They can't conceal it anymore, and that's why the Ferrari always broadcasts in Italian, so everyone's just like, most of us are dumbfounded. Anyway, that's all we have time for tonight, and next week we'll be talking to the guys of the GT races that are bringing it here to the Philippines, the international ones that are going to close down the fort, and a whole bunch of other guests. So on behalf of myself, Pacho Allen, and our guests for tonight, thanks for joining us. Drive carefully, everyone.
God bless. Bye.
It's exactly what